الحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم صل وسلم على النبي الأمين المبعوث رحمة للعالمين نبينا محمد عليه أفضل الصلاة وأفضل التسليم وعلى من تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، حياكم الله وبياكم أحبتي في الله. Here we are, resuming our discussion on Surah Al-Ahzaab, one of the most profound surah in the book of Allah, with a lot of lessons for the Muslims and their everyday dealings. We apologize for the short delay. It is what it is. We have Mu'adh, I believe, who will be reciting ayah number 35. فتفضل يا معاذ.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. إن المسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات والقانتين والقانتات والصادقين والصادقات والصابرين والصابرات والخاشعين والخاشعات والمتصدقين والمتصدقات والصائمين والصائمات والحافظين فروجهم والحافظات والذاكرين الله كثيرا والذاكرات أعد الله لهم مغفرة وأجرا عظيما.
I don't know if you guys heard him. I barely heard him. If there's a problem with the audio, do let us know so we could fix it for the upcoming ayat. Indeed, the Muslim men and Muslim women, the believing men and believing women, the obedient men and obedient women, the truthful men and truthful women, the patient men and patient women, the humble men and humble women, the charitable men and charitable women, the fasting men and fasting women, the men who guard their private parts and the women who do so, and the men who remember Allah often and the women who do so, for them Allah has prepared forgiveness and a great reward. Subhanallah. And those are some lovely qualities. Those are some absolutely lovely qualities. Let us look into some of them together. So the Shaykh Rahimahullah says, لما ذكر تعالى ثواب زوجات الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم وعقابهن لو قدر عدم الامتثال وأنه ليس مثلهن أحد من النساء. When Allah, or after Allah mentioned the reward of the wives of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم and their punishment, hypothetically, had any one of them not complied, and that also that there aren't any women like them in the world among women, ذكر بقية النساء غيرهن. Then Allah mentioned the remaining women other than them. ولما كان حكمهن والرجال واحدا جعل الحكم مشتركا. When the judgment regarding both genders, male and female, was one, then Allah Azza wa Jal made the ruling one. فقال, so Allah said, إن المسلمين والمسلمات وهذا في الشرائع الظاهرة إذا كانوا قائمين بها. So the Muslim men and the Muslim women, meaning this is regarding the outwardly rituals and rites of Islam, if they establish them. والمؤمنين والمؤمنات, and the believing men and the believing women, وهذا في الأمور الباطنة من عقائد القلب وأعماله. Now this is in regards to the internal aspects of the creed of the heart and its actions. والقانتين أي المطيعين لله ولرسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. So the qanitin from qunut and not qunut. So in the Arabic language we have لا تقنط with a ta, meaning don't despair. And we have qunut with the ta, which is obedience. And you also have dua al-qunut and the qanitin and the qanitat and so on and so forth. So you have to be careful not to misconstrue or confuse those two words, which sound rather similar, with the distinction of the strength of the T. If we were to speak in English terminology, it's all a T. In Arabic, we have a ta and a ta. And so be wary of that so that you don't make a mistake or you don't say, what, aren't we prohibited from having qunut in from Allah's mercy? لا تقنطوا من رحمة الله. Allah says, do not despair from the mercy of Allah. How is it that is being used here in a positive connotation? We say to you, no, Habibi, you're confusing qunut with qunut. Bismillah. Hey. So, والقانتات والصادقين في مقالهم وفعالهم, and the truthful ones in their statements and their actions. والصادقات والصابرين, and the Shaykh now is just using the last of the feminine and the first of the masculine. على الشدائد والمصائب, and those who are patient upon calamities and difficulties and hardship. والصابرات, obviously, والخاشعين في جميع أحوالهم خصوصا في عباداتهم ولا سيما في صلواتهم, and those who have khushu' in all of their affairs, specifically in their acts of worship, and more specifically in their salah, in their prayers. وَالْمُتَصَدِّقِينَ فَرْضًا وَنَفْلًا, and those who give sadaqah, both obligatory and voluntary. And for the record, in the Quran, the term that is used for zakah, which is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, is sadaqah also. So the Quran uses the term sadaqah in reference to both zakah and the sadaqah which comes to your mind, i.e. the voluntary donation or the voluntary act of worship of giving something for the sake of Allah. And as we know, sadaqah could include a smile. It could include giving someone a hand. It could include giving someone directions. It could include any type of khair, any type of birr is a type of sadaqah. So also be mindful of the fact that the term mutasaddiqeen is in reference to both those who are paying zakah and those who are given away from their wealth voluntarily. والصائمين والصائمات شمل ذلك الفرض والنفلة, and the fasting men and the fasting women, that also includes the obligatory fasting, such as the month of Ramadan, والنافلة, such as the day of Ashura and the day of Ashura and the day of Arafah and the Monday and Thursday of every week and 3 white days of every month, and or the Siyam of Dawood, which is every other day on alternate days, and so on and so forth. And speaking of fasting every Monday and Thursday, that is the closest thing you could do to celebrate the Mawlid is to fast on Monday, because the Prophet ﷺ was born on a Monday and he used to fast on Monday. If you really want to be a follower of the Sunnah, if you want to be a mubtadi', like those mubtadi'ah, then you will be like this, what's his name? Forgot his name from Facebook, Muhammad Yusuf something. Dude posting in a picture, posing with 2 other guys, talking about, the Mawlid, I don't know what, some funny green background flyer about, the time of the Mawlid, and that the Deobandis deem celebrating the Mawlid to be from the Ahsan and Afdal al-Ibadat. One of the best acts of worship is to do something that the Prophet ﷺ did not do, and the Sahaba did not do, and the Tabi'een did not do, and the Atba' Tabi'een did not do. None of those people ever celebrated the Mawlid, but somehow, these Deobandis come hundreds of years later and tell you, oh no, it's one of the greatest acts of worship, one of the qurubat, one of the main qurubat, the means to draw nearer to Allah is to celebrate the birthday of the Prophet ﷺ. Yeah, provided that you don't do anything funny in the Mawlid. The Mawlid in and of itself is a bid'ah. And these people have no shame. Those are the same people that have the nerve to call us Wahhabis and, Madkhalis and Salafis, all while they are drowning in innovation and shirk and dalal. And it's from the oxymorons of the world. It's from the oxymorons of the world we're living in, that deviant people call guided people deviant. And it's similar to another example that I thought of also related to the subject, and I wish this could make it to the relevant people. I was thinking about, the situation on Twitter in general, or X, or the drama that we're going through with certain people. And I wanted to think of an analogy. So, for example, certain events, certain concerts, certain haram things happen in a Muslim country. All right. And we say, listen, ya akhwan, it is not wise to be speaking about those matters or publicizing them, because A, you're publicizing haram, and you're letting people hear shirk. You're letting people see naked women dressed inappropriately. You're playing music in the actual clip that you're citing, that you're trying to refute, or in the effort of forbidding the evil that you're trying to forbid. You're actually promoting those things, and you're going against the guidance of the Prophet ﷺ in terms of how to deal with the people in charge. So when any type of event like this happen, we don't really concern ourselves with the event. We focus on the Muslims being wise in terms of how to deal about it. So that gave me the idea of a story or a situation wherein, let's say you go to a conference or a forum of some sort, and the people are discussing abortion, all right? And you as a Muslim, you know that abortion in Islam, there are certain situations and circumstances where it is allowed. I'm not going to delve into the matter of when the danger of the mother is in, the life of the mother is in danger. There are other factors, but let's just say, let's use the most basic one. The life of the mother is in danger. She could die as a result of that. That is one situation where abortion may be allowed in Islam. All right. So you have all these people that are against abortion. You as a Muslim, among other Muslims, you say, Ya akhwan, just for the record, there is an opinion that allows abortion under certain circumstances. And next thing you know, the entire forum goes out of their way to come up with names. Baby killer. Like, next thing you know, there's a campaign against you. Baby killer. You enjoy watching babies die. How many children have you suffocated to death, huh? Don't you get a kick out of killing kids? You are a criminal. You are a murderer. You defend you defend baby killers, and you defend murder, and you should be put in prison for life. And you're like, whoa, yo, what happened? What did I do? I'm not defending all the abortions in the world. I merely said that there's an opinion that allows it. Look now, copy paste this situation to our approach to what's going on about some of the events that are not from Islam, problematic events. All we're saying is, ya akhwan, just, if we know there's a problem, we know this is haram, but you have to have wisdom, and you have to follow the Prophet's way, ﷺ, in terms of how to deal with it. And literally the next day, you defend shirk, you bootlicker, madkhali, go over there and lick some more boots. You're defending idolatry. You're defending this fasiqa or this porn star, standing on stage and saying, this about what? Who, when, how? When did we come and defend Izzy, Iggy, Biggie, Diggy, whatever her name is? I don't even know this creature, which planet she comes from. You see the transgression and the oppression of these people. And they are confident. And they say this with no reservation, without holding back, without any fear of Allah. They transgress and say, you are defending this and defending that one. You are not defending anyone. All you're saying is, look, man, there is in Islam a way to go about dealing with these things. It's exactly the same thing. And in that is lesson for people who reflect. And in that is signs for people that really, really worry about transgression, and worry about oppression, and worry about having to give their good deeds to innocent people on Yawm al-Qiyamah. If you don't care, then you will feel free. You will floor it. You'll floor the pedal to the metal, the metal to the pedal, the pedal to the metal, and you go all the way, and you go full speed, 250 kilometers per hour, talking and violating your Muslims' honor and dignity, speaking about wives, speaking about children. You love this and you love that, and why aren't you celebrating Halloween? Huh? Like this is the kind of comments you get. Shouldn't you be preparing for Christmas? Shouldn't you? When I was given lectures about the prohibition of Christmas, where were you? How am I celebrating Christmas now? How am I celebrating Halloween now? Because someone somewhere celebrated Halloween and I'm not with it. At the same time, you putting it to the world is not really changing anything. It's not like they're not going to do it anymore because some YouTuber somewhere in the world spoke about it, especially when it's going to lead to hatred against the people in charge, which will result in more damage to the Muslim livelihood. I don't even understand why the people can't grasp something so basic, man. But إلى الله المشتكى وعليه التكلان ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. والحافظين فروجهم, and those who protect their private parts, عن الزنا ومقدماته. The Shaykh said against zina, and y'all know that zina is an Arabic word that means two English words. Two English words are understood from the Arabic word zina, and those are namely fornication and adultery. Fornication and adultery, with the distinction being made, fornication is the unmarried people that have never been married engaging in sexual intercourse, prohibited sexual intercourse, and adultery is a person who is married or had been previously married engaging in that. And even the punishment in Islam varies. The fornicator is lashed 100 times and abolished from the land, whereas the adulterer is stoned to death. والحافظات وذاكرين الله كثيرا أي في أكثر الأوقات, meaning those who remember Allah Azza wa Jal frequently, abundantly, in most times. خصوصا في أوقات الأوراد المقيدة, specifically at the times where there are restricted type of أذكار, أذكار that are related to occasions, occasional أذكار, I would say, كالصباح والمساء, such as the morning أذكار, والمساء, the evening أذكار, وأدبار الصلوات المكتوبات, and the ones that come after the obligatory prayers. والذاكرات أعد الله لهم, all of those people, the men and the women of all of these, Allah has prepared for them أي لهؤلاء الموصوفين بتلك الصفات الجميلة والمناقب الجليلة, those who are described with those beautiful traits and those lofty positions, التي هي ما بين اعتقادات وأعمال قلوب وأعمال جوارح وأقوال لسان ونفع متعد وقاصر وما بين أفعال الخير وترك الشر, الذي من قام بهن فقد قام بالدين كله ظاهره وباطنه بالإسلام والإيمان والإحسان. Allah. Absolutely beautiful sentence. Those deeds of theirs are they fall either under creedal matters, or actions of the heart, or actions of the limbs, or statements of the tongues, or the type of benefit that extends over to others, or the type of benefit that is restricted to the doer, or all types of doing of good and abandonment of evil, that whosoever establishes them has established the entirety of his religion externally and internally with Islam and Iman and Ihsan. فجازاهم على عملهم بالمغفرة لذنوبهم لأن الحسنات يذهبن السيئات. So Allah compensated them for their deeds by forgiving their sins, because the good erase the bad. The good deeds erase the bad deeds. And this is from the advice of the Prophet ﷺ, وَأَتْبِعِ السَّيِّئَةَ الْحَسَنَةَ تَمْحُهَا, and follow up an evil deed with a good deed, it will erase it. Follow up an evil deed with a good deed, it will erase it. Are we all sinners? Yes. Do we cry about it every time you sin? Good. If you cry, it's one of the signs of tawbah, that you feel regretful and remorseful and you feel bad. But after you repent, if you want to go the extra mile, do a good deed. Enjoin what is good, forbid what is evil. وأجرا عظيما لا يقدر قدره إلا الذي أعطاه. And a great reward, none can assess its amount or its quantity except the one who gives it, i.e. Allah. مما لا عين رأت ولا أذن سمعت ولا خطر على قلب بشر. What type of reward? This is based on the hadith Qudsi, that of which that no eye has ever seen, no ear has ever heard, and has never come across a human's heart. And the reason why we say qalb and not aql, because we believe that the aql is in the qalb. The place where you reason and you understand is in your heart, as I've explained in Arba'in Nawawiyah. Now, the involvement of the brain and the cerebrum and all of that in the process of reasoning and understanding and comprehending, we don't deny that. The involvement of the mind up here, no issue. But according to the Quran and the Sunnah, it is in your heart where the fiqh happens. قُلُوبٌ لَا يَفْقَهُونَ بِهَا. They have hearts with which they don't understand. Tamam? And now the hadith says, وَلَا خَطَرَ عَلَى قَلْبِ بَشَرٍ. That which has never come across a human's heart, meaning something you've never even imagined. So what Allah has prepared for them is obviously Jannah. And Jannah is beyond what you've seen, beyond what you've heard, and beyond what you've imagined. And that is something that is indeed amazing. That is something that is indeed amazing. All right. نسأل الله أن يجعلنا منهم. We ask Allah the exalted and might to make us among them. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. طيب. Ayah number 36.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وما كان لمؤمن ولا مؤمنة إذا قضى الله ورسوله أمرا أن يكون لهم الخيرة من أمرهم ومن يعص الله ورسوله فقد ضل ضلالا مبينا.
One of the most fundamental ayat in the book of Allah. And brothers and sisters, if you have not memorized this ayah, then I will say in the nicest way I can say it, shame on you. Shame on you if you have not memorized this ayah. This ayah is crucial, critical, foundational, fundamental in your deen. If you have anything to do with Salafiyah, if you have anything to do with the way of the Sahaba, the Tabi'een, Atba' Tabi'een, if you have anything to do with this deen of Allah, if you don't know this ayah, then let me give you the bad news. It is a calamity. Now, you might say, Abu Mussab, ترى ما حفظت الآية بس أعرف عنها. I haven't memorized the ayah, but I know it. I know about it. Okay, that's half the problem. If you don't know this ayah exists altogether, it's a musibah. If you have memorized it in Arabic and you're able to accurately translate it to English, then you're a beast. Inshallah. At least you know how to deal with most of the dullal and the mubtadi'ah on planet Earth because of this ayah. Because of this ayah, you could actually give 27 lectures, 278 lectures with this one ayah. This ayah can be the introduction and the main subject and the conclusion of hundreds of lectures. Of course, you will add other ayat and ahadith, but that could be the crux and the main subject for the deen in terms of how to deal with the people of whims and desires and deviance and misguidance and innovation. It is not for a believing man or a believing woman. When Allah and His Messenger have decided a matter, that they should have thereafter have any choice. that they should thereafter have any choice about their affair. And whoever disobeys Allah and His Messenger has certainly strayed into clear error. Ajib. The Shaykh rahimahullah said, أي لا ينبغي ولا يليق بمن اتصف بالإيمان. It is not appropriate nor suitable for the one who has been described with having faith. إلا الإسراع في مرضات الله ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم, except that he should hasten in pleasing Allah and His Messenger. وَالْهَرَبُ مِنْ سَخَطِ اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ, and him escaping from the wrath of Allah and His Messenger. وَامْتِثَالُ أَمْرِهِمَا وَاجْتِنَابُ نَهْيِهِمَا, and complying with their command and avoiding their prohibitions. فَلَا يَلِيقُ بِمُؤْمِنٍ وَلَا مُؤْمِنَةٍ, it is not befitting or appropriate for a believing man or a believing woman, if Allah and His Messenger have decided upon a matter, من الأمور وحتما به وألزما به, and they made it conclusive, decisive, and non-negotiable. أن يكون لهم الخيارة من أمرهم, أي الخيار هل يفعلونه أم لا, that they will have a choice, meaning the choice of do we do it or not. بل يعلم المؤمن والمؤمنة أن الرسول أولى به من نفسه, rather the believing man and the believing woman know that the Prophet ﷺ is more entitled to them from themselves. فلا يجعل بعض أهواء نفسه حجابا بينه وبين أمر الله ورسوله. So do not let your desires become a barrier between you and the command of Allah and His Messenger. Allah al-Musta'an. Now, of course, this could be understood in so many ways, and we could zoom in on this from two angles. One angle is ash-shahawat, the desires, and the other angle is ash-shubuhat, the doubts. Believe it or not, the more manageable, the more resolvable, the more the one that you could deal with easier is the shahawat, the desires. You know this haram, but you fall into the haram. You know you shouldn't do this, but you do it. Okay, there's a lot of room for rectification. There's repentance, there's a calamity that might befall you. Allah might forgive you. You do good deeds that erase the bad deeds. You can get out of it in so many different ways. But the shubuhat, ya akhwan, the doubts, the matters that pertain to the doubts, those are the ones where you could lead yourself astray and never make it back. For example, you tell someone that free mixing is haram, and they don't want to take heed, and they want to find some unfounded fatwa to justify and to legalize and to legitimize the sitting of men and women within one's close proximity, where these women are not even wearing proper hijab. And you put in these people out to the world to watch. Millions of people are watching sisters with no hijab, checking her out, no doubt, getting checked out. And you're making this public, public preview. This is a clear, and then it's clear from the Quran and the Sunnah that this is haram. It's not even open to discussion. But when people don't obey Allah and His Messenger, then that's what happened to them. Whoever disobeys Allah and His Messenger, they will go in clear error, and then they will no longer see it as being an error. Rather, they will see the error being with the people that see the error in them. This is the calamity after which there's no calamity. When you reach a level in misguidance where you reach a point where you believe you're upon the truth, and those who are calling you out for your misguidance to be misguided, and you think that you have this, divine protection from Allah because you never took the deen of Allah seriously in the first place. There's no one that can help that person. No one can help this person. No one can guide this person. And even your closest friends will become your biggest enemies on Yawm al-Qiyamah. Those people that are patting you on the back say, it's okay, no problem. You're doing a lot of good. Oh, Jazakallah khair. Because of you, I am Ching Kwang Tung Tang. On Yawm al-Qiyamah, all of y'all will stand against each other, and it's not going to be the same. يوم يعض الظالم على يديه يقول يا ليتني اتخذت مع الرسول سبيلا يا ويلتى ليتني لم أتخذ فلانا خليلا لقد أضلني عن الذكر بعد إذ جاءني وكان الشيطان للإنسان خذولا. On the day where the oppressor will bite on his hand and he will say, I wish I had taken on the messenger a path. Oh, woe to me, I wish I had not taken such and such as a friend. He has misguided me from the path after I had found it. How many people are being misguided today to think that this is halal when it is haram? How many? Only Allah knows. Who's going to bear the sin? All of those involved in this crime. And instead of them rectifying, nope, they're too busy fetching for people's personal lives to find something similar, or they're too busy to call people, different names and to claim that people are jealous and people are envious and people are backstabbers and people are this. All the problems are with the people on the other side. The problem is never with them. This is an embodiment of this ayah. You don't have a choice. There is no choice. If Allah said to the wives of the Prophet ﷺ that if you ask him for mata'an fas'aluhunna min wara'i hijab, then ask him from behind a partition. The wives of the Prophet ﷺ with the purest of hearts, the purest of women, among the purest of men, the Sahaba, they were told to ask him from behind a partition. Now we go and sit face to face and talk about intimacy and relationships. And we're the crazy ones. We are the Madkhalis, the pseudo-Salafis, the sectarianists. So channels are made to criticize us where backbiting is halal and gossiping is halal. And then in the same breath to say, how? And then they say about supposedly us, how can you gossip and backbite your fellow Muslim? Don't you know it's haram to eat the flesh of your brother dead? Yaqi, you have a channel for this, man. Wallahi, it's ajib. It's from Ajaib al-Dunya. There's Ajaib al-Dunya Sab'. They are the 7 wonders of the world. This should be number 1. I don't know what are the 7 wonders of the world. I think one of them is this Bermuda Triangle. No, not even. That shows you how much I know. Whatever it is, I think we should replace the 7 wonders of the world with the 7 wonders of the da'wah scene. Wallahi, I could bring you 7 wonders from what's happening in da'wah today that will eliminate any other wonder of the world that you see in this dunya. Because it's the amount of wondrous in it is just beyond human verbatim and description. I can't articulate with words the feelings that I have within my chest. There are no words I know in the English language or in the Arabic language for this matter. I don't even think there are words that can describe these feelings of عجيب. ايش الجنون هذا. ومن يعص الله ورسوله فقد ضل ضلالا مبينا. أي بينا, he has gone, whoever disobeys Allah and his messenger has gone clearly astray. أي بينا لأنه ترك الصراط المستقيم الموصلة إلى كرامة الله إلى غيرها من الطرق الموصلة للعذاب الأليم. Because this person has abandoned the straight path that will lead you to the pleasure of Allah, to a path other than that will lead you to the punishment of Allah, to the severe punishment. فذكر أولا السبب الموجب لعدم معارضة أمر الله ورسوله. So Allah first mentioned the reason why you should never oppose Allah and His Messenger, وهو الإيمان, and that is Iman. Iman should prevent you from opposing Allah and His Messenger. ثم ذكر المانع من ذلك. Then Allah mentioned the prevention, the preventive. وهو التخويف بالضلال الدالي على العقوبة والنكال. And it is Allah to تخويف is to scare you with the misguidance that you will get as a result of that will also indicate the fact that there will be a punishment and a torment for you. And that is a perfect time to end the class, because the next ayah, bi'idhnillah, next week, is a very profound ayah regarding the only Sahabi mentioned in the Quran by name, and it is none but Zayd, who used to be known as Zayd ibn Muhammad. But then we will discuss the story of Zayd and Zainab and all of that. Now, so that will be then, inshallah. Let's see what y'all got in terms of the questions. Ayah number 37, please. All right, I need to fix my sitting, guys. Please excuse me. A fulan believes salah is fard but doesn't pray at all. Is it valid opinion to say that he's still a Muslim, or this opinion is kufr to have? Please read the hadith. They use Bukhari hadith 44 daily. Please watch my lecture. Watch my lecture, errors in connection. What I could tell you straight up is that there's a difference of opinion among the scholars about this issue, and it's a very controversial topic. The scholars believe, at least many of them here believe, that if you acknowledge that salah is fard and you don't pray, then you're a disbeliever. Another opinion says that if you know that it's fard but you're lazy, you're not a disbeliever, you're a disobedient fasiq. You're a defiantly disobedient Muslim. Now, the discussion is very lengthy with many evidences from both camps. Sheikh Al-Albani's camp versus you could say Sheikh bin Baz's camp, rahimahumullah. And that subject goes all the way back to the early generations of Muslims. They differ on the issue. So you need to really get a fatwa and follow the opinion of the Mufti. Naam. How to teach my Muslim friends proper Islam, because they have short attention spans. They have interest, but they're also busy with other obligations. I only get 1 hour with them after Jumu'ah. They only know the absolute bare minimum. Today I realize how dangerously little they know Islam. How teaching them everything in the short time, 1 hour after Jumu'ah. Well, I mean, how am I supposed to give you an answer for that? By you go over a book. I mean, if you're qualified to teach them, you go over a book. If you're not qualified to teach them, then find out who do they like to listen to from among the speakers and listen to a lecture together. Yani, but let that lecture not be a motivational lecture. We have plenty of motivational lectures. They need a knowledge-based lecture. So if they listen to Mufti Mank, they're not going to learn anything. They listen to Mufti Mank, they're just going to feel, oh, I want to go to Jannah. Oh, this is nice. And then afterwards, he will go on, talk to 1,600 girls. But they need to learn the deen. So you let them listen to Tim Humble, Abdurrahman Hassan, somebody that is going to benefit them in this manner. Or if you qualified, you teach them. I don't know what you have and what you don't have, what you know and what you don't know, Habibi. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam. I have a specific number to say Subhanallah Subhana Rabbi al-Azim, Subhana Rabbi al-Ala in ruku' and sujood, and that number is 5. Is that a bid'ah? Yes. Yes, it's absolutely a bid'ah for you to specify a number and stick to it. You're not allowed to specify a number and stick to it. Barakallah feekum. I've started college robotics. I don't have Muslim teachers to ask. Are there limits to artificial intelligence according to authentic sunnah? I just want to serve Allah. I don't know of any limits unless they enter the realm of matters that are of divine nature. And I don't know what that would entail. It's too broad of a question for me to be able to answer, honestly. I'm sorry. Is difficult cleaning before every salah, single salah, especially when this is 2 out of 2. Where's 1 out of 1? When I go outside, it's too difficult. I cannot live like this for the rest of my life. What can I do? Is difficult cleaning before every single salah? What you mean? It's difficult to make wudu before every salah? I cannot live like this for the rest of my life. So what are you gonna do, yani? Either you're gonna kill yourself or you're going to stop praying. Both are retarded choices. If you kill yourself, then you will have to live in hell for the rest of your life, possibly. And if you stop praying, then you will also might have to live in hell for the rest of your life. So which one is better? That you put some water on your body parts or you have them burn with fire? إيش هذا? How to give da'wah to siblings who aren't practicing and immersed in sins. Guys, I don't know why. I don't understand this question. What do you mean how to give da'wah? By giving da'wah. By sitting there, someone say, hey, let's have a talk, man. I want to talk to you about Islam. I'm inviting you to a cup of coffee. Let's go and get a cup of coffee on me. I'm inviting you to a cinnamon muffin and a cappuccino. A cappuccino on me. And let's talk about Islam. Let's talk about Allah. Let's talk about death. Let's talk about where we're going next. That's how you give da'wah. I mean, how else are you going to give? What? I don't understand. What do you mean how? You talk. These are your siblings. These are your siblings. The easiest people on earth to give da'wah to is your siblings. You have a million things in common. Even if you didn't have anything in common, you will find the fact that you are siblings, that's one thing in common. Talk to the people. Stop all this. I need confidence. I'm too shy. I don't know how to start the conversation. All this is this from the shaitan. All this failure from the shaitan. Come on now. Come on now. We need to, this is all takhdeel from the shaitan that makes to put all these barriers and hurdles and all these obstacles that you have to overcome to give da'wah. It's all nonsense. Da'wah is the easiest thing in the world. Giving da'wah to the people is the easiest thing in the world. Just there you go. Just start. Thank you, Adil. Just talk to the people. Don't complicate it. Nobody's telling you to develop a software or to develop an app. And then you have to make it Android compatible and iOS compatible. And what about this device with this screen size and this screen ratio? إيش هذا? You're not doing any of this. You're not, you're going to the moon, inspecting whether there are ants on Jupiter. You're just going to tell the people about Allah and His deen. Just open your mouth, and speak. And cut this BS of I can't and I don't and I don't know what. Yalla. Alhamdulillah. I have acquaintances whose fathers abandoned them when they were young and doesn't want anything to do with them. When the eldest brother went to the rekindle kinship, the father said, "Anta nafra ma fi kwayis." You and your sisters do what you want. Now the sisters want to get married. As the father said to the brother, do what you want, although a general comment. Can the brother act as a wali? No. Of course not. What's the big deal if you speak to him one more time and say, okay, my sister wants to get married. Are you assigning me? Are you designating me as the wali? When he says yes, then go ahead. Next. Nobody's asking a question. I'm trying to seek ilm, and I don't think I'd be able to make enough time for talab al-ilm. Can you please stop this watch? Really, I haven't heard a psycho watch ring in 700, hours. I'm trying to seek ilm, and I don't think I'd be able to make enough time for talab al-ilm if I get married now. I've learned all... I didn't finish. I've learned all chores yet. I haven't learned all chores yet, but I think I need to get married. So would you advise getting married or focusing on ilm, uni, and learning chores for a couple of years? I'm 17. Are you a sister or a brother? Are you a sister or a brother? I would say, regardless, it depends on what's at stake. Who are you getting married to? Is that a good person that can help you and strengthen you and support you? Or it's one of these, family prepared marriages that might not be in your favor? I would not know. You're a sister. Can you go back to the first one, please? I disagree with the idea that you will not be able to continue to seek knowledge if you're married. That's not true. That is not true. You can be married and you can manage your chores and you could still seek ilm. You're not going to be shaykha allama. You don't need 5 hours or 6 hours of seeking knowledge. Oh, see there. In the Kulliya and Haram, Mussab said one of the students has 4 wives, and he's doing just fine. So no, you that's fine. You could do both. Get married. I would say get married. Get married, and while you're married, continue doing everything else. Naam. Is it permissible to tell someone good luck or best of luck? There's a difference of opinion. I understand. That there's a difference of opinion because it really depends on what you mean by luck. The term luck appears in the Quran in multiple contexts. One of them, where Allah clearly says, وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ صَبَرُوا. None will attain it except those who are patient. وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَ إِلَّا ذُو حَظٍ عَظِيمٍ. And none will acquire it except the person with great luck or great fortune. So if you mean by good luck, i.e., may Allah give you tawfiq and success, then it's fine. But if you don't understand that, if you believe, as the disbelievers believe, that luck is an independent entity that is not related to qadar, that involves itself in the outcome of things, then it's shirk and haram. So I would say it depends on who you're speaking with and who you're speaking to and who's in the discussion. So if I'm speaking with fellow Muslims and I know they understand what I'm saying, I don't mind saying good luck and best of luck, because I know that they know that I don't mean that luck is something that is independent of Allah Azza wa Jal. But if you see someone who has problems with the aqidah and they say that, then you might want to explain to them that luck, make sure that you don't have the kufri understanding of luck. Otherwise, the term luck appears in the Quran. And Allah said that those people are quote unquote lucky. Now, is it permissible for a Muslim woman to use emojis? With who? With who? It's permissible for them to use emojis, but if they're using these emojis in a flirtatious manner, then no, it's not. It wouldn't be allowed for the men or the women for this matter. Now, do you know scholars giving fatwa in French, English? I trusted Asim, but I'm getting tired of refutations. I don't know what to do, who to follow, and if I should forget the fatwas I previously got. I don't know if you have to forget the fatwa. It depends on what fatwa you got. If it's a wrong fatwa, you ignore it. If it's a right fatwa, you keep it. Do I know anyone who gives fatwa in French? Non, monsieur. Pourquoi? Parlez-vous anglais? Oui. You are speaking English right now, so why do you need French? Khalas, English is good. You can manage with the English. And there's plenty of tulab al-ilm that you can get fatwa from. What's the problem? Is that a profile picture of a milk carton? Please advise the homeschooling mothers. Khalas. Please advise the homeschooling mothers who have taken their kids out of school yet travel outside of town without a mahram to homeschooling events and also get these events in place that sell alcohol. We tell them, sister, what's going on in the world? What is going on in the world? It defeats the purpose. You cannot. Two wrongs don't make it right. And if you're trying to protect your children from that, so what kind of example are you setting for them by traveling when you're not supposed to travel? And by being in events where people sell alcohol, it defeats the purpose. You might as well send them to school. I mean, come on now, it's not right. Sisters, that's not right. That's not right. You cannot travel without a mahram. That's the bottom line of the situation. Where is the mahram in the first place? Plenty of men could be a mahram for a woman. Plenty of men could be mahrams for her. Her uncle, sah? Her father, her brother, her grandfather, her son. Ish hada. Go with somebody. Where's the man? He sends his wife on a trip with his kids to a homeschool event where he sits doing nothing. They should do it on the weekend where the husband can go as well. Now, wa alaikum salam. Kindly give new lectures in the self-development in Amaw Academy. I cannot do that. I recorded those episodes when I was in Dubai, either for da'wah or for personal reasons. I was in Dubai, and while I was there, I recorded them, and we do them in their studio in Dubai. So if I'm not gonna be in Dubai, I can't just record anything on my own. It has to be done in preparation, in what is the term? In alignment with them. It has to be done in with them, and it's not feasible right now. So yeah, forgive me. Maybe in the future, inshallah. The father lives abroad with another family and the paternal relatives are also uninvolved. I already answered that question now. How to be a scholar to benefit the ummah without fame. You could write books and you could use your pen name. Naam. What is the ruling on saying Bismillah before wudu in the place we take showers? It's fine, inshallah. Muhammad James Sutton has published a book on free mixing. Jazahullahu khairan. Brother Muhammad is a lovely brother. You should see the voice messages between me and him. 8 minutes, 9 minutes. We have a lot. You know what I discover? I discover is that all those who follow the way of the Salaf, we are all like-minded just by fitrah and by default. You know, I feel like I've known this brother my whole life, and I haven't. But when you drink from the same fountain, then you see things the same way. You agree without even knowing that you agree. That's the way I feel with Brother Sajid, the way I feel with Brother James, the way I feel with the Sheikh Muhammad Tim Humble, the way I feel with a lot of these brothers that I discuss, matters with. We all see the same thing. The difference between us and others, however, is we see the same things because we're very literal and traditional in our approach to the Quran and the Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf. That's why. Not because we're all equally misguided, so we see the misguidance as guidance. And you all know that. Even the people that hate us know that. But Allah musta'an. What's the ruling on tasweer? What's the correct opinion? Are we allowed to take selfies and post them on social media? Yeah, Iron Mike. You know that this is a controversial issue as well. I used to be of the opinion that taking pictures were haram. And I was the opinion that only videos were okay. And then I changed my opinion based on a fiqhi approach to the subject matter. And accordingly, I am of the opinion now that it's okay to take selfies and it's okay to post them on social media if you're a male, not if you're a female. That said, because I accept that opinion, I don't encourage others to follow it if they follow the other opinion. Meaning, if your default position is that you don't like tasweer and you don't believe it's permissible, I will be the last person on earth to try to persuade you. Because why would I want to gain the sin of something that might be, there's a difference of opinion about? I let you be. If I find a brother who says, Akhi, it's not halal to take a picture and post it on stuff, Jazakallah khair, Barakallah feek. Stick to that opinion, forget about what I'm doing. Don't take me as an example. If you believe it's haram, wallahi, I'm with you tooth and nail. So it's not one of those things where there's a difference of opinion and you will see me try to force my opinion on others, like such as Mawlid. Someone could say, oh, there's a difference of opinion about Mawlid. No, I'm not going to accept the difference of opinion. I will impose on you that Mawlid is a bid'ah and haram. You understand? But this matter, no. Jazakallah khair. Be safe. Even those who are undecided, you're confused, follow the safer opinion. What's the safer opinion? Don't take pictures. Don't post them on social media. Buy your peace of mind. Barakallah feek. Naam. The only no, we're done with this. I literally answered that question 2 weeks ago. Not literally, I'm sorry. 2 minutes ago. Longer. Does Allah keep one on a sin if Allah knows that particular sin is what's making the person make consistent tawbah, and thus if Allah accepts the dua to remove the sin, perhaps Allahu A'lam. I cannot speak on behalf of Allah Azza wa Jal. I don't know. We've already answered those questions. Ya Hajji. Posts without reading. Why do some people put up images online on their profile picture but draw a black line over their eyes? Because they are of the opinion that what makes a picture prohibited is the eyes. So if they remove the eyes, it becomes unprohibited. Now, is working in CNA halal when you have to clean incontinent patients, including women? Yeah, I don't know. Does it look like does it look like I'm a medical expert? What in the world is CNA? Huh? Nurse? Oh, nurse? I don't know. I mean, you could, there's something called gloves. I suppose you use gloves as a nurse where you can clean impure things without touching them, and therefore you're fine. Unless you have to clean them with your bare hands, which I've never seen. I've never seen that happen in real life. Aren't y'all supposed to be all sanitized and cleansed? Okay, khalas, you wear gloves, case closed. No problem. That is not why you might not be able to have that job. It could be other reasons. Next. I'm hungry. Yeah, Iron Mike is a Q&A between me and him. Are we allowed to go on Omegle or chat roulette to give da'wah? Yeah. Am I supposed to really Google this stuff right now, yeah, Mike? A website where you meet random people online, i.e. they use it to catch women? Yes. MashaAllah. And chat roulette? La taban, you're not allowed. That's the same thing as you go into a club. You know, you go to a strip club and walk in there and say, oh, look, there's a lady on the pole right there. I should give her da'wah after she's done with her amazing dance. كلام فاضي هذا يا كابتن. أنت by the time you give someone da'wah أصلا, you would have been given da'wah to the fahisha and you would already have, lost half of your brain cells. Give da'wah. You need da'wah in the first place, yeah, Mike. Allah, if Iron Mike was here, would have knocked you out. We all know ilm al-kalam is wrong. But what if one said it is from the Quran to say Allah is the uncaused cause? Such as Surah Al-Ikhlas. I don't know. Uncaused cause. إيش هذا? إيش الكلام الفلسفي هذا? I personally don't agree with that. I'm a strict, orthodox, traditional, literal Muslim. I stick to what the Sahaba said and what they didn't say, and I only accept that which the scholars were forced to use it to refute deviance. I don't find myself in a position or a need to use such terminology. Now, should women receive equal rights and opportunities? No. No, women should not receive equal rights and opportunities. What is that supposed to mean? What are we? What nation, what religion do you follow, ya Muslimano Ronaldo? And you have a Ronaldo with a ghutra on his head? Ronaldo is not a Muslim, ya Muslimano. Make dua that Allah makes him a Muslim. No, Habibi, we don't have equal rights and equal opportunities and equality in Islam between male and females. And we don't want to have it either. To each is their role, and their role has been divinely revealed by Allah, who knows best what's suitable for who. We accept it as such. Equal rights, Allah did not give him equal rights. Allah gave the authority for the man. Allah gave the authority in the relationship for the man. So how are you going to give an equal right to the wife? In terms of jobs, they're not able to do the same work. So they shouldn't be given equal nothing. Now, can I raise my hand in tahajjud to make dua after taslim? No. Not if you make it a habit. If every now and then you do so, inshallah ta'ala, no problem. All right, enough, guys. Inshallah ta'ala, tomorrow we will be continuing our Arba'in Nawawiyah, which we had to skip last week because of that lecture, which, alhamdulillah, a lot of you appreciated. But tomorrow, inshallah, we will... Arabic. What Arabic? Oh, yeah, the sign up. Oh, yeah, I always get reminded about this stuff. So, as y'all know, the one way to learn Arabic continues to be on and available at your disposal for those sisters, strictly women for now, strictly women who are interested in learning Arabic. Please put a link. Follow the link we will place for you to learn more about this course and which started, by the way, already, alhamdulillah, and how you could, start moving forward with your ilm and knowledge of Islam by learning the vehicle through which you can learn and understand your religion. And it is none but the اللغة العربية. فيعني needless to say, that's something that will help you inshallah ta'ala. جزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. And the broadcast?